All right, welcome to another episode of Popcorn and Possibilities where nostalgia meets real life. Today's guest is Tom DeStrong from Blink 180 Who.
What's
How
going
you doing
on?
today, Tom? Steph, what's going on?
Doing good, man. Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you, Tom.
Happy to do it. Happy to have an hour away from kids to, shoot the shit.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course. So, me and Tom go a way back here. I've known him for quite a long time since back in elementary school.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Wow.
elementary. It's been a good
uh
3 decades now.
but for people who haven't seen Blink 180 Who, what's the story behind the band?
Oh man, let's sum it up. I've been playing music for like 25 years. I've been in original bands. I actually started in my garage in Bethpage when I moved out here from Little Neck when I knew you growing up.
Mhm.
Playing Blink 182 covers in my garage, like as a 13-year-old kid. Probably wasn't that good, but we started from somewhere, with like these strobe lights in the garage and inviting kids over to like watch us play. And then it went into the original chain and build up to, recording songs, touring. I mean, you're an original musician. It's a grind and sometimes
Yeah.
it's a gamble. But then my old band broke up, really toxic conditions. Like the guitarist was my best friend, kind of like betrayed me. Everything kind of fell apart. The band fell apart. Um, I thought I was done with music for good. You pulled me out of that. You came with an original track and had me collab, and we wrote about snakes in the grass and people who do you wrong and stuff. Which we wrote a whole song about
Yeah.
my old guitarist and whatnot, and feel like the universe kind of granted me Blink 180 Who. Not even 3 weeks later, Brian, my bassist, called me up and was like, and he's from my high school. He's like, "Yo, man, I've been playing these Blink songs. Like, I want to play these like with you. Would you be down to start a Blink tribute? We could do like a 45-minute set, play to a bar or something." I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it."
Right,
You know?
right, right.
Next thing you know, it just like snowballed. We can do this, we can do that, and just build up into 3 years later, like what it is today.
Now, Tom, what is your relationship, for lack of a better term, with Blink 182? Like, were you always a fan? Are you still a huge fan of them? Like, how did that come to be that that's who you decided to cover?
I Take Off Your Pants and Jacket came out. I discovered them, little like Walkman, yellow Walkman. It was like the soundtrack of my summer. Moved out to Bethpage. It was the soundtrack to the move. And then I went to Greece for like a month. Whole like Aegean cruise, was in Turkey with this little yellow Walkman, like, and just listening to Take Off Your Pants and Jacket on repeat, Mark Tom and Travis show on repeat. And I was like, this feels like me. Like this is like my soul. I just feel it. Like, and it became the soundtrack for years of that 2001 trip to Greece and moving. The 9/11 happened. I
Mm,
was in a new school, new place. There was just so many big things happening with these records that I was listening to. So it like made this impact on me. Then I moved to Bethpage. I kind of forgot about Blink a bit. I wanted to become a rapper. Started like writing rap lyrics and downloading beats off of like Kazaa and LimeWire. You guys remember that shit?
yeah, yeah, I did
Of
the same.
course,
We
of
all
course.
have.
And then I bought tickets to the Pop Disaster Tour in 2002 with Green Day at Jones Beach. And I
Okay.
was
Okay.
like, I don't know if I want to go to this. Like, it's kind of the past, but I have to go to it because I love this band so much last summer. Like, I gotta go. Like, I went and it completely changed my life. Like, seeing Saves the Day, gloomy stage. It was like, I remember like foggy. Billy Joe comes on in Green Day. Hey, make some noise, you fuckers in the back in the fog. Like, it was just so high energy and like
Yeah,
crazy. Then Blink comes on, and I was like, I don't know if you guys ever been to a concert where you're like, I want to do this again the next day. Like that
yeah,
Yeah.
was so fucking
definitely.
good. Like I
Yeah,
want to go back.
So
it's
now,
awesome.
like, being in the cover band and doing all these shows, did that change your relationship in any way? Or is it like, do you look at Blink now as mostly like, this is my work? Or do you still find the enjoyment in the band?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I channel Tom DeLonge. I
Okay.
feel like there's a whole ritual. It's nothing like witchcraft or anything, but like I get like 5 or 6 drinks in me. Just being around friends and the energy of being, like, out again at a bar, feeling young, like I'm, like, 20s or 16, like, getting that
Right.
buzz, like, "Fuck you," like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like a whole and then being on stage, like, Carl looks like Travis without tattoos. He's got the same, like, aesthetic, the nose, like, everything, that skinny, lanky, and then Brian, he sounds like Mark, so all I have to do is close my eyes, and it's like, look over to Carl, like, Brian doesn't necessarily look exactly like Mark, but he's got this, like, feel of Mark with the whole octopus brand, and he sounds
Yeah.
like him and the personality. So I just feel like I'm in this, like, this version of Blink. This might like
Yeah.
this own new version of Blink. Like it carries the spirit and ethos into it, and I feel like I'm like that 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid in my room with a fake guitar trying to sound like Tom DeLonge, you know?
Yeah.
I remember we had talked and you were talking about the differences between being in a cover band and being in
Yeah.
like a newer band. What has like Persona like taught you on your musical journey?
Um, a lot. I mean, I learned the ins and outs of like PR, how to market. Um, the thing that being in a tribute band doesn't have is the creativity of being able to write a song, write lyrics, have it be your own. Um, but I got a little jaded because I wrote, I feel like one of the best records of my life. I poured like these 2 years into it and I felt so much from it. I wanted to listen to it like on my honeymoon on top of this Greek mountain. Like
Mhm.
I fucking did it. And
Right.
I attached so much meaning and soul to these songs that when it all fell apart, I almost like didn't have the gas to ever write a new song anymore or like care, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so but I feel like deep down there is a part of me that misses the creativity and like the studio. There's a whole aspect. But then there's that jaded voice in me that's like, does anybody care?
Yeah.
But Persona and all the bands before was like my first shot of making it. Like I
Right.
wanted to be on MTV. I wanted
Mhm.
to play Jones Beach Amphitheater, tour the country, packed House of Blues rooms. And then when it all fell apart and then this came into my lap, it's almost like this is my second chance. Now, not in a sense where I'm gonna make it on TRL or Tour the
Right.
Country
Well,
or
there's no
be
more
the next
TRLs
big hit
anyway,
to
so
have.
you're good.
Yeah.
There's a certain spirit and aspect where like, what if I can play the House of Blues or like the Ritz Theater one day?
Right.
Like, what if I could play like with my band in front of a big crowd and like it'd be this like to me like that's making it like where I can and especially like being into new tribute bands, having like influences like in the tribute bands where like this is the blueprint. Like you
Right.
got like the Almost Brothers and like this Eagles tribute, the Warp Tour band,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Blind
Yep.
Things, Dookie. Those guys are like the blueprint of like what you can do in that scene. And
Right.
to me, like seeing like the Warp guys like have these 9 to 5 jobs, businesses during the week, but they could play like the State Theater in Virginia on a Saturday and or like, Dewey Beach or, Starland Ballroom, and then go right back to their job, their lives and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I found a fucking charm in that. Like I'm like, that's making it these days. Like if I can be in my mid-30s with kids, a family, a business, but
Mhm.
still be able to do this in an aspect of like I'm not just playing some shithole bar, like I'm playing a theater in front of a bunch of people and I'm being able to connect people on this nostalgic level where we're all like feeling and like, celebrating this like spirit of what Blink is, which is
Mhm.
eternal youth.
Do you think people's chasing of nostalgia slash like the kind of rise again of like pop punk has definitely helped the situation?
1000%. I feel like during the Persona days, it was big with Spotify discovering new bands. The pop punk scene was still thriving. You had like all these new bands like Knuckle Puck, The Story So Far, Stagehamps. Some of the ones that we still listen to today. You show me like these new bands and stuff. It was like
Yeah, yeah.
so much new music, and I feel like the scene with Pure Noise and different labels was thriving. Then COVID happens, and I feel like the whole entertainment industry, as we all know, went to shit. And I feel like these last few years, especially big 90s resurgence, used to see like 10, 15 years ago, 80s night. Now
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's 90s
Right.
night.
That's right.
There's
That's
pop punk
right.
and emo night.
Mhm.
Even just in the movie culture, we're gonna see Toy Story 5 this weekend. Like there's
Right.
Yeah.
Moana remake and stuff from the 90s that are being remade. And I feel like it's a big nostalgia resurgence. Like people don't want to go out to bars and discover new music. They want to listen to what they're familiar with, especially when the world is like in such a wild place. And I feel like it's just getting even more wilder and wilder that like we're holding on to like the comfort of certain time period and eras that like felt wholesome during that time and still feel wholesome today in practice, you know?
Do you think that's the spark, Tom, for like the draw to a tribute band and that nostalgia factor is the comfort of it all?
100%.
Yeah.
There's pop punk and emo nights. We just did a 90s night at Blue Point with a No Doubt tribute. I threw in like a
Fun. That's awesome.
Third Eye Blind cover too. So it was like Third Eye Blind, Blink and No Doubt. Made it a 90s night, 400 people at the Blue
Yeah.
Point Brewery.
Wow.
Just like packaging certain shows with certain names. Like there was a Grunge Garden or something, or it was like the Sons of Seattle tour or something. They made like I think it was a Serve the Servants, Nirvana tribute, Chris Cornell tribute, and like something else. And they
Mm,
packaged it this whole thing, and you got hordes of people coming out to like this venue, this club in like Jersey,
yeah.
all sold out. You know, it's like these allure to these nights to celebrate and kind of rediscover the spirit of like what some of these bands were, and even movies today. You know,
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Do you ever get the urge to like want to add like more bands to your covering, or just sticking with Blink is more than
I
enough for
mean,
you?
Third Eye Blind would be amazing. Like if I can be in
Mm.
a
I
Third Eye
definitely
Blind
think you could pull
too,
that off. Yeah,
if
yeah.
I can do that, that would be awesome. But like I feel like Blink 180 Who, like there's so many Blink tributes out there that like they look like 1999 Blink or they're the Mark Tom and Travis Blink. They have this nostalgia factor of like the early 2000s. What makes us different is we try to emulate what Blink is today. So
Mm.
like if you see Blink on stage, you'll see like my same blue San Diego hat, the To the Star shirt, like Tom wears in the Sambas, like Carl's pulling the whole Travis famous people suck shirts and the
Right.
backwards, like, you know, To the Star shirts, and Brian's got the thick glasses. Like we look and we feel like Blink today from the 2023 to like 2025. No one really has done that in like the whole Blink world kind of scene. So like we try to like be Blink today and then like play all the hits from all the different eras. Branding like it, the low. There's so much that goes into Blink 180 Who to make it like what it is.
Right,
And it's
right.
hard to like it would like do a disservice to like add in more covers to Blink 180 Who. Different
True.
bands.
That's fair.
That's
Just like
Yeah,
fair,
that's
yeah.
you are
fair.
the stamp approval of like what Blink is today, you know? Columbia Records reached out to us like in the beginning of this, gave us like video assets to for our shows. They were like, the boys like are stoked with what you're doing. Like we want to help you in some way. Like here's some
That's
video
awesome.
assets for shows. Like Tom DeLonge reposted when my wife surprised me with the Starcaster guitar.
Oh, that's awesome.
He like reposted it. So it's like it feels like we're like in this like Blink universe. The YouTube
Yeah.
Right.
video when we did Nutty Irishman hit like 50K views. And that's where I got the name Tom DeStrong because I was wearing this tight shirt, all jacked and stuff. People were like, "Whoa, this is Jack Tom DeLong, Tom DeTrent, Tom DeStrong," you know. So
That's
that's
funny.
that's how this
That's how
name,
it stuck.
yeah, that's how it came. Yeah. So it's like it has a really cool charm, you know, and like if I were to do some more bands, it would have to be like another tribute or something. You know what I
Got
Gotcha.
mean?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
That does. So tell us, this may sound like an obvious question, but what is the biggest difference in the creative process between like being in a band, creating original music, writing original songs, and then, kind of jumping over to being in a cover band or a tribute band? I know it probably sounds obvious, but in your mind, what's the biggest
I
difference?
mean, it's so different. I mean, like the fact that I'm missing. I don't know if I'm missing. I think a part of me is missing, but then a part of me is still jaded. The whole creative process of writing a song, like coming up with a guitar lick, being like, "Oh my god, that sounds so fucking cool," and then they build it, and you start humming doo-doos and la-las and melodies and stuff, and certain words pop out, and you start building up the word. Like everybody has their own creative process, but like going through my creative process, like I think there's a part of me that misses that in a way, and I used to love the studio. Like I loved going in, watching the drums go down, like being a part of the whole creative process. And then like you're Brian probably knows this. Like your songs like end up becoming like your kids. You
Yeah.
know, like you have like it's like a different color and a different character and a different spirit and just kind of pushing that forward and you hear it in your head, right?
Right.
Brian, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you know what it could be and like you're fighting tooth and nail to create that and then when you finally create what you hear in your head, it's like the biggest payoff. And
Hmm.
then you want to get it out there and you're like everybody needs to fucking hear this.
Right. Right.
Then there's the songs that like do really well, like they get on some kind of radio or recognized or you know, the plays come in. Then there's songs where you believe in so fucking much and like nothing happens with it. And it's like the biggest fucking you know?
Yeah.
That is the biggest struggle, and sometimes like the song that you poured the most out in doesn't even end up being the song that hits the most for
Right.
people,
It's so
and it's
fucking
odd.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You don't know what it's gonna be. Like sometimes I thought the biggest single would be like, oh, people are gonna love this. Like people didn't care. And
Right.
sometimes the most like hard hitting, obscure, like I think this is gonna be like a deep track. Like people are like, oh, shit, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like that in industry too. You don't really know what's gonna hit and what's not. And then next thing you know, the song's like a fucking one hit wonder or like millions
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
views or but I do that is the biggest difference. And it's the taking the gamble on it too. There's like a certain like soul and spirit and drive being an original act where it's like, you know, I'm gonna do whatever I can, and I'm gonna take off this day to go to the studio, or 2 weeks to do this record, and I'm gonna spend 9 grand, you know, and hopefully
Right.
something happens, you know, like, um, and then with this band, I don't get the creativity and I don't get the songwriting, but I feel like these songs are almost like a part of me as they are with our whole generation, you know?
The other thing too is like you're selling it well. Like,
Yeah,
you know, me and Steph could just sing a Blink song, but it doesn't mean people are coming to the shows. Like
Right. Right.
you guys bring that, like you said, like the look of it, the feel of it. You
feel it,
guys
yeah.
have the same joking kind of banter between
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other. Like,
I always get in trouble. Brian's like, "All
yeah.
right, Tom." And you know, the funny thing is, like, that's what Mark and Tom are on stage these days.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Tom is saying stupid shit. He's fucking drunk
Hmm.
almost every show, as do I. That's how I channel him, you know. And Mark's like, "All right, Tom, next song." And Brian's the
Yeah.
same thing. It's the same. And people love that. People that came up to us and are like, "We love that." That's the creative process with this band is like not just playing the songs, but how can we make it like them? That's the art with this is like really studying the songs and going in. What are they doing? What are they doing live? You know, Tom's pick sliding. He's not just playing the song. There's certain guitar parts that he's doing in I Miss You live. That's not the album version. And it's like
Right.
he's using a flanger pedal for certain things, right? You know what I mean? So
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
really getting these characteristics and soul of what Blink is today.
Well, let's pivot a little bit because you also run Spartan Home Fitness, right?
Yes. Yeah,
So
yeah. Here we are right now.
completely different space.
Different
Yeah, no,
session.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So talk to us about how that came to be. And, you know, I'm sure fronting a band, being a part of something as big as what you're a part of, and running a business have some parallels. So what are those parallels? What do you see similar about the two things that maybe ignite that passion for you?
Definitely. I mean, there's certain skill sets with both of them, like running the Spartan Instagram and back a few years ago, like I went viral for a little stint and was doing videos like my apartment out in Hauppauge and those skills of social media really helped me with Blink.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense.
Not necessarily marketing because I was getting a lot of outsourced marketing people towards the end of Spartan like really being pushed on. I don't really push Spartan like on social media like I used to anymore because I don't really need to right now. I'm like maxed out.
Mm,
Okay.
And then maxed out with online clients. So it's like, why would I even unless I want
promote it.
clout with it, but I'm not looking for clout, you know?
Right.
So
Right.
but like I've certain skills to run a business really has helped me run this band. And how this business started was I got really into drugs. Back in '05 to '09 was like the downfall.
Mhm.
I was ironically in your neck of the woods, Brian, Little Neck, during
Mm.
2009 at all hours in the middle of the night on ecstasy with my friends barefoot, like walking around, watching the sunrise.
Right.
Little Neck was always like my spot to kind of like venture to, but like it became such a rock bottom. I got into opiates. I couldn't even feel normal without taking a pill. So it wasn't
Yeah.
even like I'm taking a pill to get high and have fun. It's like I feel all this doom and anxiety. Sure, a lot of people out there listening who know about addiction know that feeling of like this impending doom when there's no doom. And this
Mm.
anxiety building up. So I was like, I got to change my life. I joined the gym with my mom. My mom was big into fitness. Joined a gym, got in shape, quit the drugs, got into the fitness lifestyle. Was going to school for criminal justice, and I was like, this is what I want to do. Fuck criminal justice. Got my associates with that, and then went to Hofstra for personal training. Went to trained at Bally's for a bit, New York Sports Club for 2 years, and then just went private myself. Few
Nice.
personal training clients and whatnot. And then it kind of snowballed, and I was like, fuck, let me start my own business. So the same skills that you would use for a band. I contacted somebody to get a logo for me and come up with a brand, the whole branding aspect.
Sure.
Um, Started the Instagram, and Craigslist was my bread and butter. Putting out ads on Craigslist, personal trainer,
Mm.
getting clients that way and scaling up. And 2017, I started self-direction clients, like working with special needs kids through
Oh, nice.
OPWC.
Mm.
Uh, so that started, and then 2020, I always had this idea to go like online and do like online clients and stuff, but I feel like in a weird way, the pandemic is what nudged it. You know,
Okay.
kids going to school virtually, business starting virtually, and then that exploded a whole nother avenue. And then
When you're talking about videos, are you like just doing one-on-one like workouts with them, or is it something where like you're doing a workout routine and then they can watch it like later to
oh
follow
man,
type of deal?
everything. One to one through like FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, all that.
Okay.
Um, I could be on here with you right now, dumbbells in a room, and just
Yeah, that makes
different
sense.
equipment, guiding
Okay.
them like I'm in person. I do group classes for Parker Institute, like a whole Alzheimer facility.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
so there's group classes, and then we have our Spartan Home Fitness app where I have monthly coaching programs. So like you can sign on. Okay, I want to lose weight. I give you a sample diet. I do dieting with you. I give you a whole workout routine through the app where you see the videos of the workouts, me doing the workouts.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so you might have like a leg routine on a Wednesday, and there's like 6 or 8 exercises there, and it gives you the direction. You can log it. I can look at the workouts after, and it's a weekly check. It's like a whole subscription kind of based
Yeah,
service
yeah.
on an app.
Yeah.
So it's like there's so many different aspects of that. Then I would do YouTube videos. I would do um, Instagram videos, like kind of influencery type of
Got
videos,
it.
giving
Yeah.
people education, and kind of guiding people that way, giving people breadcrumbs to like bring them to Spartan Home Fitness to really like help them further.
Yeah.
So it's all still going on, but with two twins, the band, everything. I'm like maxed out right now, so I
Right. Yeah.
can't
There's just not
really
much
get.
extra.
I'm not
Yeah.
really looking for new clients. When new clients come, it's like I have to turn people down. And
Yeah, I'm sure.
I hate that. I hate that, but I always try to make it work. And Spartan Home Fitness is all about taking people out of the gym,
Hmm.
bringing fitness into your home, whether it's virtual, me physically there.
Right.
I have people working out in home gyms, living rooms, out in parks.
Whatever they
I
can.
really believe like I had a bad taste in my mouth in the beginning of my career getting off of drugs. All of the personal trainers were like chin raising, egotistical,
Right.
Jersey Shore type people. The girls were like
Yeah.
sucky. The
Yeah.
guys were like, big Rons and stuff. And
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
was just like, and then the whole corporate aspect, like I really hated that. It
Mm.
wasn't personal. Hello,
Right.
Miss Robinson. Let's come to this cable and do a bilateral. It's like fuck you.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I want to be your
Yeah.
friend. I want to be personal with you. I want to know about your life. I want to journey through life together, but get
Right.
you fit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
personal trainer I like feel like has to be. A good
Okay.
personal trainer.
So between Spartan Home Fitness and Blink 180 who both successful. Has like success in your eyes changed?
I feel like I'm never satisfied. There's always a bigger mountain.
Of course, of course.
If I were to tell myself 3 years ago with this band, I'd be where I was, I'd be like, "Holy fucking shit, I made it." But,
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
you see the new horizon, like, I had my business, like, making good amount a week, good
Hmm.
amount a year, stable. Oh, man, I need to hire people. I need to have people in vans. That's success. Then COVID changed that. I don't need people in vans. I could just do this myself and have online programs, maybe hire people, do and then would see the social influencers like the Drew Canolis who owns Organifi, Aaron Dowdy, who's a big spiritual influencer, all these different lanes of spiritual influencers. And I'm like, fuck, I need to have hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views and subscribers and monetize. That's success, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like I'm never fully satisfied. But that's good though,
Hmm.
because you're constantly that's the gas, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
If I
definitely.
didn't have the Warped Tour band and the Eagles tribute and Blink-182 True, as like blueprints, I my rest of my band says it, like we'd still be a bar band.
Hmm.
Like if there wasn't my drive and like what I've like done to like push that, like we'd be playing 45-minute sets maybe a few times a year at Mr. Beery's or, you know, the
Yeah.
Right.
high horse or something,
Yeah.
like just a hobby and fun, practice once a week. Like it really is what you make of it, and like what your drive is. And like, if you really want it, like what can you do to get there? Life's a fucking chess game, and you just got to fucking play it. Like if you really want it, just fucking do it.
Right.
Nothing's going
Yeah.
to come to you.
Hmm.
And, I wish I did that more with the original bands. I feel like I really could have had a shot to like make it at some point. Um, but like now's the second chance, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
a fucking psychopath at all of this, Yeah.
Well, I think your story, both Blink 182, Blink 182 and Spartan Home Fitness, above all, so inspiring.
Thank
Like
you. Thank you.
where you came from, how you got where you were going, and your drive to just keep that momentum and just keep going. What would you say is the biggest dream you're still chasing or working towards right now?
Cruise control. No, you know what I mean? Like I have the twins, I have the family, but I don't have the house yet. I'm in a split family home in the upstairs 3-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
Um, houses are fucking crazy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
700,000. Just
Yeah.
waiting for where I'm next gonna go. Like I don't know where I'm gonna be. The business is great right now. It's stable, but like, I would like to make more to support that house. I can't even fucking like get that house right now, and I'm doing significantly pretty well. I don't know how people
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Um, the band's doing well, but it's like, how do I get this cruise control in a sense, like the Warped Tour dudes? It takes a lot
Yeah.
of work, money for advertisements, Instagram campaigns, Facebook campaigns, hype reels, collaborations, push, 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 and then
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
successful show. Like, how does this machine run itself? It's every aspect. Even though there's success and aspects are hitting, everything can go away tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so
Right.
fair.
I think we're all in some way kind of searching for cruise control. And I think like with these amazing projects, it's like, you know, being in the driver's seat, it feels so fragile. So, people see the success, but then the driver sees the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Absolutely.
there's a lot of bullshit with the success, that people don't
Yeah.
see and stress, but nothing worth it is comfortable. You got to get uncomfortable
Absolutely.
to get comfortable. And
Is there any kind of advice that you would give somebody whose life maybe like didn't turn out the way that they expected? Like, in a way how you saw Persona didn't hit for you and you had that kind of lost feeling for a while. What, I know you mentioned me and hanging out helped get you out of it. What advice would you have for somebody in a similar situation?
really discover that why. And if you don't know what that why is, rediscover it. I think there's people who didn't get the life they want, and like they're like, "Fuck, it's all done." Like, I wish I could have done it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people like Gary Vee and like some influencers out there are like, "You just fucking starting your life. You're a baby, you know? Like,
Right,
you
right.
can still do it, you know? Like you
Yeah.
like I was big into radio like 10 years ago, and I was trying to make it. I had all these like podcasts, and was on, CW Post FM and all these things, and it fell through. But then I found my next why, you know? But if I really love radio, I could still do it somehow, you know?
Right.
I could still
Yeah.
find some day, like, probably like you guys, right? When you started this, like, I really want to start a podcast. I really want to express things. I really want to say something. Like,
Yes.
Mhm.
that's the voice, that feeling in your heart. Like, I'm sure you feel with that. It's that feeling.
Mhm. I got you.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that feeling, like I didn't have, it's like find a way to rediscover it, you know? It
Yeah.
took you, it took listening to our song, it took Brian, it took a practice, it took a feeling, building a
Yeah.
feeling. What my feeling was in January of 2023 was a different feeling by June 2023.
Mhm.
Building, you know what I mean? Follow the breadcrumbs. Keep one step at a time. Like,
And Steph, he was always like this, even as a kid. And there's one
Yeah.
memory like I'll never forget where we had this like random trailer in a back like parking lot, and it was just like this long like truck bed, and Tom was like, "We gotta just like put this story together. I know a guy who has a camera, and we're gonna make this whole movie on a runaway train."
oh, what? I kind of remember that.
Yeah, and I think like 2 days later you ended up moving, but it was just
Wow.
it's like
Yeah.
always in my brain like that, and the KBA, the like Kids Basketball Association.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was my first love, basketball, man, and like the rap and stuff. And it took Blink-182 and girls and drugs to get me out of it.
Mm.
Actually, and then a part of it too is the Knicks lost 25 years ago. Like
Well, you got the
it was like
redemption.
this series,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like opposite, and that broke my
Yeah.
12-year-old heart, and I always had an
Mm.
imaginative mind. I was like at
Of course.
Florida's the babysitters and stuff, and we played cops and robbers and make shit up, and
Mm.
the Blair Monkey Project, which was like the Blair Witch Project. We had like a VHS camcorder at the park at night, and
Oh
we were
my
like,
God.
we're just young and imaginative, and it's like that imagination is what creates the creativity to like do what I've done and do what you've done,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's that part of the child mind that didn't die that creates cool shit as an adult, you know?
Well, that's what I love about your advice, and not just finding your why, but re-finding your why. Because I feel like Brian and I have had this conversation so many times. Like, our generation, I feel, grew up. We played outside. We were a generation that grew up with nothing but our minds and our creativity to keep us going. And then
Yeah.
we all fell into that millennial rut, I like to call it, where it was get good grades in school, go to college, get a good career, get a high paying job. And I know for Brian and I, that was the motivation behind a lot of this was reignite that creativity, re-find that why. So that advice was really meaningful to me because I feel like we just went through this together when Popcorn and Possibilities became a thing.
Yeah.
We're like the generation that had to have our imagination. We had the toys. We were like the generation before tech. We saw the internet be
Yes.
Yeah.
born, so we're kind of like the last of that. And no, for sure. That's why all of us are doing all this cool shit.
Yes. Yes, I think so too.
Yep.
So a big theme for us on our podcast is nostalgia and reliving these memories, these medias, these moments. So for you, is there a 90s movie, an album, a TV show, some bit of nostalgia in media that still holds up for you today and is very meaningful for you?
Fucking all of it. Having 2-year-old twins, and I'm sure Brian knows, having like a daughter,
Yeah.
we're like reliving all this stuff. Like, I feel like at any given moment, Toy Story is on in my house.
Mm.
any given
Yeah.
moment. Toy Story 1, 2 was on before. We had 3 on yesterday. Big Toy Story face. So that's like I remember seeing that in the movies with my mom in '95 for the first time. And
Yeah.
Mm.
being Andy, like literally he was 6 years old. And then he was like in 2, he was the same age as us, and now I'm Andy's
Yeah.
mom,
Right, right.
So like it just hits at every age and just everything. I was listening to Limp Bizkit in the car today for the first time
Oh,
in
the
like forever.
best. The best.
Slipknot
I'm
I
a
was
huge
listening to. I
Limp
remember
Bizkit fan.
downloading Slipknot on Napster, and like
Yes.
I'm just like
Yes.
I'm feeling everything. Like everything
Mhm.
is coming back. I feel like it's like a fever dream and
You're
just
running full
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just so
Yeah.
good. All
Yeah.
I need is to go to Martin's Deli and get a surge,
Yeah.
like that would be dope, but like it
Surge.
doesn't exist.
That
Certain
doesn't
things don't
exist.
exist.
Yeah. What is your, like, favorite Blink song to perform? And then what is your favorite album to listen to
That
of
was gonna
theirs?
be my
Oh,
follow-up
sorry.
question. You stole it.
Sorry. Sorry,
Like
Steph.
Take Off Your Pants and Jacket is my record. That's the
Okay.
record. That's the one I was listening to on a yellow Walkman in Greece in
Okay.
2001. That's where I last left off in Little Neck.
Okay.
Listening to that record at the Deepdale pool with all my friends. Um, and Anthem Part 2 is probably my favorite song of all time, Blink,
Mm.
and probably like my favorite to play. Like I think my favorite shows are when we do the 2001 Space Odyssey intro and we walk out and I kneel down like Tom DeLonge. I give the big middle finger like Larry Johnson, like the big L, like Larry Johnson and the Knicks used to do
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. I go,
Yeah.
like Tom does live, and I kneel down one knee, intro riff, and it's a fucking bop. I just
It
fall
is.
into that like I'm 16 and I don't give a fuck mode, Like that's what
Yeah.
it's all about. So I feel like favorite record, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, favorite song ever, even the Twins Circle Pit, they love Anthem Part 2, and just playing it, all of it.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, before we wrap this up, where can people find Blink 180 Who online and what's coming up for you guys?
You could find us at Blink 180 Who, at Blink 180 Who on Instagram. Same thing with Facebook, Blink 180 Who. Just type it in. You'll see us. We're on TikTok as Blink 182 Tribute, I believe. And YouTube official Blink 180 Who, something like that. Just type in Blink 180 Who and you'll find us. That's all you
Okay.
need to know. And a lot of cool stuff. We're doing Barrier Brewing Co. this weekend, doing a pop punk
Oh,
block
nice.
party. We're playing the Hamptons on the 3rd. We're doing Reading, Pennsylvania, Music on Main Street in Farmingdale, Alive After 5. This will all pass by the time this comes out.
Right.
But if this is July 20-something,
Yeah.
check us out August 1st in Lindenhurst at Sand City Festival. It's going to be a big outdoor festival.
Nice.
And if there's any show that anybody's going to come to, it's August 20th in Huntington at the Huntington Summer Arts Festival. It's going to be in Heckscher Park on the big Rainbow Chapin stage. Huge
Awesome.
amphitheater. So we're talking like the most Blink 182 that you can experience is in an amphitheater. Joey
Yeah.
Beach Amphitheater, PNC Banks Center. It's the Huntington's version, and we're going to be playing with Dookie Green Day tribute.
Mm.
That's awesome.
So it's going to be Pop Disaster in Huntington. Come on down. Bring your fold-down chairs. It's like a big kumbaya kind of festival.
Right. Right. Nice.
And let's mess shit up. Let's throw chairs and have families go crazy. Probably going to be sponsored by Ben and Jerry's and Walk and Roll. We had our own egg roll
Oh,
last year.
wow.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Blink 180 Foo. It was like an egg foo young egg roll that was being sold there.
I love it.
Amazing.
It's like a summer marquee event, sponsorships, egg rolls, ice cream, families. Come on down to that.
Okay.
That's the one to come down to, August 20th in Huntington.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming on today and sharing your story with us.
Thank you guys for having me. I love this. I haven't done a podcast since Persona, so
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
and Spartan stuff. So thank you guys for having me and being able to really talk about like the nostalgic factor of like Blink and stuff in the media that's like really pulled through in 2026. It's still here today.
Yeah. Yeah. No problem. All right. Well, keep your popcorn popping.
And your possibilities endless.
We'll see you next
Bye.
time.
Take care, guys. Have a good one.